Good evening, folks. Tonight's video is going to be another electronics kit build. Again, it's from AliExpress. Again, it's fairly cheap, coming in at just over £2 including delivery. Now, sometimes I like doing my own projects and, building boards from scratch, but sometimes it's, simpler, cheaper and quicker just to buy something off the shelf, and that's certainly the case with this kit. What it is described as a flashing police car LED strobe light, project kit, or words to that effect. Your typical AliExpress sort of naming, if you want to call it that. And what I'm going to do with this kit is basically modify one of my children's toys. You might be familiar with the Little Tykes Cozy Coupe, the little red and yellow car that the kids sit in and wheel themselves around the garden in. Well, my kids have got the other version of that made by Little Tykes. It's the little police car. And on top of it, it has, police style lights. And since we've got the thing, they always ask, why don't the lights work? So I thought, well, why not, make them work? It should be a simple enough project. And, this off-the-shelf kit should do the job. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. It's probably not going to be a full build, but what I'll do is I'll build the kit itself. I will pause because there's a lot of LEDs, there's a lot of other components that you don't need to see me soldering them all in. You know how to solder if you're watching this, and if you don't, have a look at some of my earlier videos and you can learn how to do that. But yeah, so it's essentially going to be modified and put into this, which is the light unit off the top of the kid's car. Now, I haven't fully stripped it down. You can see there's mould and stuff inside this, and the ultraviolet rays have started to change the colour compared to the inside. But as you can see, there is plenty of space inside that to mount the LED boards, a battery pack, and possibly a small switch on the side. Of course, the big challenge with this will be keeping it watertight, but I suppose the easy option to do that is just throw the car in the shed when I finish playing with it. Although I'm not always that what's the word, I don't always put things away. I'm not the tidiest of people, my wife would probably tell you. But yeah, so I thought we'd have a look at it. See, I'm probably not going to modify this tonight, but once we've built the kit and showed you it working, we'll talk about how we can fit this in here. And if you want to do the project yourself, then obviously that'll be, give you a sort of rough guide on how you want to do it, and you can tailor it to suit your own needs. Of course, this might be suitable for other similar garden toys. But anyway, let's enough of the waffle about what it's for. Let's actually have a look at the kit. Let's say this was just over £2 including delivery, and it seems to be from the pictures, seems to be a fairly decent kit. Each of these 3 bags has a number of LEDs, 16 LEDs of various colours, blue, white and red, I believe. A little short lead with JST connectors on either end, and the the socket to go on the PCB. So won't go too much into that, and we'll actually have a look at the controller board, if you want to call it that, because obviously this is where where the magic happens, if you want to call it that. So again, as always, or as it's quite common, it seems to be a really fairly good quality board. Laminated fiberglass board. We've got our 555 timer and the 4017 decade counter. 8050, there's a pot on there, a few resistors, and that's pretty much it. A few diodes as well. Not dissimilar to the surface mount kit I did in last night's video, so hopefully this will be a bit more successful. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the video and essentially build the entire thing, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. It's something I should say, it was advertised as a 12 volt kit, and I'm not convinced it is. I've not looked at resistor values or anything yet, but I don't know, just something tells me that 12 volts might be a bit too much for it. But you know, I don't know. It might not be. We'll try it on a lower voltage and see if it performs. Ideally, I would like to run it with you know, 3 AAAs. I think 3 AAAs would fit in this unit quite nicely. But I suppose there's an option of running a 6 volts or maybe even a 9 volt battery, something like that. It's not going to be used all the time, but yeah, enough waffle. We'll build it and we'll try it at various voltages and see how it performs. So if you just bear with me, I will get this built and then I'll restart the video. See you in a moment. Welcome back, folks. Right, just in the last couple of LEDs now, get on. I'll be honest with you, that was quite an emotional kit to build. It's not been the easiest, mainly because the holes drilled in the PCB are very, very narrow, and some of the components actually I struggled, especially these 2 LED boards were fine, but this one was especially difficult to get the component leads through the holes. You'll know from LEDs, just beneath the actual LED itself, there's normally a little crimp almost, and those were just too wide for holes. So some of them have actually had to cut the leads off short, and just to leave 2 little stumps, if you like, and then solder directly on, just using those 2 little stumps. That was hard to get out. But yeah, the other problem I had as well was, again, due to the component, the lead width or narrow holes, was with the what do you call it, the 4017 decade counter, the IC holder, just the leads were just too wide for it, and when I was pushing it through, it was just popping the contacts out. The 555 went in fine, but thinking about it, if this is going to be a permanent installation in damp conditions, it's actually better to have it soldered direct onto the board, because what you're going to do is, if you've got it in a holder and it's damp, you might get sort of bimetallic corrosion or some form of corrosion in there, which could affect it in the long run. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's see if it works. So let's say it's all just connected with these GST connectors, which just plug into the LED boards themselves, like so, and each one of those connects onto the controller board, if you want to call it that. Like so. So there's our 3 LED boards. The wires are a little bit stiff, and then we've got our power here. So we'll turn this on. I said before, I think I doubt if it was 12 volts. Having looked at the LEDs, they are 4x4, 4 across are in series, and the 4 rows are in parallel. So if we take it at, just say a ballpark figure of 3 volts per LED in series, that does take us up to 12 volts. So yeah, I think I was probably wrong in that respect, but never mind. So we've got options. We could modify it slightly, but we'll see how it does at a lower voltage anyway. So let's set it. I think initially we'll go over 5 volts. That I was going to use, and see if that works. So here goes, nothing. So yeah, at 5 volts I've got absolutely nothing. So I'll just crank it up a volt at a time. That's 7 volts, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Absolutely nothing. Have I done something wrong here? Let me see. Right, so there doesn't appear to be anything happening whatsoever. I'm really not having a successful time with these kits, am I? Let's just change the current on that. No, absolutely nothing. Right, bear with me one moment and I shall have a look. Yes, I am an idiot, yeah. I just assumed my bench power supply was on because I heard the fan going, but it wasn't. It was the bench power supply was on, but the actual output hadn't been turned on. So yeah, bit of an idiot. So let's crank that back down to 5 volts and turn it on again. So nothing at 5 volts. Nothing at 6. Right, it's 7 volts. The red's coming on. 8. Just a bit brighter, but nothing else. Another 2. Oh, maybe a couple of the blue coming on there. Up to 10 volts. We're getting a bit of white flash there now. I don't know how well this is coming out. And then that says it were 12 volts. Now, yeah, that is fairly bright. It's probably been washed out with the camera, but if I do that, that might help slightly. And I will also turn off the lighting on the workbench. Oh, and that includes the power supply. God, this really isn't a very professional video, is it? Yeah, but you probably get a good idea how bright that is. I'm just wondering if I take the white off. In fact, before that, let's just see if this pot just changes the speed. I imagine it will do. Yeah, so that's really fast. Yeah, that probably looks quite slow to you, but I can tell you that is epilepsy inducing, you know, photosensitive seizure stuff. Really, really fast. I should really have a little trimmer screwdriver, but I don't have one on me. But yeah, let's take the white off and see if it'll run any lower voltage. No, it's still going to need that 12 volts for the blues. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's not going to be ideal. But if I can give you a sort of an example. You know, if those are mounted inside through the respective coloured lenses, I think they'll look not too bad. Yeah, they might need a bit of tweaking, might need a bit of modification, but we'll see how that goes, and I might do a little video on the what do you call it, the final product. So, firstly, apologies for being an absolute biff. Yeah, these things happens, I suppose. But yeah, that's the little police strobe light available from AliExpress. I think I said it was just over £2 including delivery. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. And the little competition I started the other night is still tooting along there. So, like I said, once I get to 250 subscribers, I'll send out a little prize to somebody. So yeah, yeah, that's about it really. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.